All right. Hello.
Hello.
Who's ready for some nights?
Heck yeah, I haven't seen this game in forever.
It's a gem.
It really is one of Sega's weirder fun ones, isn't it?
Yeah, they got a lot of those, fortunately.
That whole Saturn Dreamcast era. It's a shame they don't make stuff like that anymore.
Yeah, it does suck, unfortunately. But, it's somewhat making a comeback. They got some remakes coming out of all these other games.
Oh?
Like, I think right now, they're working on a Space Channel 5 VR for PS4.
Ooh, I heard about that actually.
Yeah. Um, Sadly, Ulala has a new actress, but it's to be the same game. And then they're
No.
remaking House of the Dead and Panzer Dragoon on the Switch.
They're remaking the first Panzer Dragoon? No
Yeah,
kidding.
it was in a Nintendo Direct a while ago, and they had they have like a demo at E3 and everything.
Oh, I thought it was just a re-release.
Nope, they are potentially re-releasing. They re-released Daytona, I know, and then I think up next they're gonna do Jet Set Radio because it was really high on a poll.
Oh, I hope so. Wonder if that means we'll ever get Hideki Naganuma to come back and do more music for it.
I would hope so, because he doesn't work with Sega anymore, unfortunately, so I don't know the whole thing with that. But who knows? They could end up getting him back. He
I
still
hope
does
so.
music for like indie games and stuff, and he still got it.
Oh yeah, that track from Lethal League Blaze?
And
Definitely.
Hover, I think, was the other one. And
I
he
don't think
also
I've seen
did
that one.
he did a remix for Persona 3 Dancing, I think.
Yes, he did. I actually found that very recently.
Yeah, he's still got talent.
Oh, hands down.
Alright, oh, alright. So, countdown, you can start in from 10, 9, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, in this speed run, you go through 4 phases where you have to get 20 of these blue chips, and every time you get 20 chips, you are unable to unlock, or you're able to unlock these little capsules that have these little gems called ideas, and since this takes place in your dreams, you it's kind of like the ideas of where your dreams come from. So once you have enough of those, you can proceed and kill off your nightmares, and the nightmares are handled off through boss fights. So that's one idiot down, and there's 3 more to go. Generally, it's a simple game. It's like an arcade game, early Sega stuff.
So much fun to watch, though.
Oh yeah, this game's great. It's also got a really good soundtrack.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Alright, so I'm gonna refriend this and grab this little chip here. There's a few of them I'll be grabbing throughout the run. These actually max out your drill limit, so if you grab these, you will instantly max it out. Because as you see, I'm drilling. This is the fastest method of movement in the game. I missed that chip. Oops. So you're generally holding down the A button for most of the run, and if you're not, you're either preserving or you're jumping as a human form, which I will also explain once I get back to that form when it's needed. But for right now, it's just playing through nights right now. And normally what you can do is you can go around the goal and you can just grab everything. as many times as you want until the timer runs down. You have to, but the reason I'm not doing that is because it takes time as first fall, and it also doesn't matter what your score is as long as you get a C rank, because you need to have C. Since it's a Sonic team game, it's about getting C ranks or higher as your goal. What's the goal? And if you don't have C's or higher, you cannot access the final levels for each character.
Nah, like a bare minimum
And
kind of thing.
yeah, and they're actually canonically you're supposed to play the final boss twice as both kids, but in this run you only need to do one because you still get the credits no matter what you do. So I will only be completing the final level for Elliot, who is the boy. The kids have names also. There's Clarice and then there's Elliot.
Does it say their names in game?
Yeah, when you're on the stage selection, it'll have their names when they come up.
Oh, it's been too long.
And they actually had a sequel game on the Wii where they had it was like new kids, and I think you can unlock them as like skins.
Yeah, sequel, and I think they ported the first one to XBLA as well.
Yeah, it got ported to all like the. Is it 7th gen was the last gen?
I think.
The like 360, PS3, Steam, all those like. It got
Yeah,
ported to all of them.
I think so.
Alright, so this is Mystic Forest. In this the first two phases, I will be going the normal way, but in the third one, I'm actually going to go backwards, so it's much quicker, and you get all your chips faster. Also, just a little nod to people who've perhaps played a Sonic fan game called SRB2, you will notice that these look really familiar, like the chips and the stars and all that. Those are actually used in the special stages in that game.
Huh.
Just instead of playing as Knights, you're playing as Super Sonic.
It's honestly impressive they're able to make.
You can actually grab all those chips right there. Oh god, I'm being sent everywhere. You can grab those chips right in one hit, but it's a little tricky. I've gotten it before, it's just really hard to get done consistently, because you have to have precise movement. One thing I should mention, I'm actually playing this game on the D-pad. You're meant to play this on the analog Sega gave with the game, but I was not given one, unfortunately, so I have to suffer.
That's impressive.
I got all of them right there. That's another tricky one. It's not as tricky, but you got them all. So. Grab these 4, and then I'm gonna go back to the capsule. I'm gonna be careful not to hit this little speed booster. It doesn't. They all send you in the direction they're pointing to, so you don't want to go in them if they're backwards or you're not going that direction.
No, it could send you on the wrong cycle.
Yeah. Right, and this one, it's kind of the same pattern as before, but if you happen to miss some Idias, or chips, sorry, it's not that big of a killer, because near the capsule there's a bunch of them set out here. I'm gonna save my drill until I get to the boss.
Oh wow, that overhead part looks looks really tricky.
And after this will be the last level for Clarice. And then we'll get on to Elliot's stages. Yeah, so this boss here, you're mostly just grabbing these little fish he's putting out and trying to beat his cycle as fast as possible, which is also, his movement is based on RNG. This boss is actually called Gulp, but we call him RNG Gulp. We're already dead. Yeah, we also have to be really quick with hitting him too, because I believe if he gets back up, it takes a little longer to kill him. Like he gets like an extra bit of health or something. And he's not wanting me to hit him right now, which is kind of a shame. Oh, and that's something that can happen too. It's just he'll randomly spike you when he's not supposed to. I'm not sure if this will be a C rank or not. It may be. Oh no, it'll be a C rank, totally. This boss is a little scary sometimes, just because of the RNG factor.
I can imagine him being a run killer.
Yeah, it has for me, actually. Not this fight does have that, but a boss that really kills it is the one that's about to come up in this stage. So, hopefully, this stage in general just comes a run killer for me too, because there's a glitch I have to do here where I can skip going around the whole stage on one phase. And it saves so much time, but it takes up a lot of drill if you mess it up. And it's also mixed in with clunky physics when you bounce off the edges. Because I'll be bouncing up on the ceiling and the floor as knights and trying to grab the chips across the stage. Okay, and since I'm in the kid form for a little bit, I'll explain what I'm doing with the jumping. There's actually a glitch exclusive to the Saturn version of this game, where if you jump frame perfect on your triple jump, you can gain a bunch of speed. So like right here, I'll try to grab some to get to the goal quicker. So yeah, that's like a general idea of it. You won't start seeing it for crazy amounts of time. What am I doing? I'm missing a goal. I forgot. That's not supposed to happen. I forgot to grab the goal. It's my bad. I don't think it'll waste too much time though. So, yeah. No, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to fly on this phase. You're supposed to only do that phase as Clarice, and then the rest of it you do as Lights.
Hey, you're doing fine.
I'm gonna grab some of these chips. There's these little cases down here that if you hit them, they give you like 2 or so chips. And then I just grab a few of them. I need to be careful with my drill. There's like a max drill chip I'm gonna grab here. Because this stage does take a lot of drill.
Very resource management.
Alright, so this one here, this phase, I'm gonna go backwards and grab these chips here, and then I'm gonna go up and grab the chips in this little case. And I'm gonna grab, there's some right here that I grab, and then right here is this little skip kind of trick I have to do where I bounce up here, and this has killed my runs many times, because you have to keep doing this. You have to basically hit the corners perfectly and grab the chips through this little suck move that NiGHTS does. So, I'm trying to be as careful as I can. It's not wanting to give me it though. Please, work. Since this is a marathon, if I don't get it, I'll most likely have to reset the stage if I don't get it. I need the drill for the boss fight, and that's the thing I'm saving it for. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're okay. We're okay. And I can just get some rings. Yeah, it's a really tricky spot to do it.
It really looks like it.
Yeah, unfortunately. Alright, I'm gonna be safe here and I'm gonna grab some of these rings. I normally don't, but I want to do this. I want this boss to go well, so. want to drill anymore from here. And hopefully this fight does not kill it. So this fight, casually, a lot of people think it's the best one. But to me, this is the bane of my speedrunning existence.
Oh?
So you're supposed to grab this dude, and you're supposed to keep him away from his cape, which he flies towards. I messed that up, sending him back into it. So normally you want to get him away from it, because that's how he gets his powers, and without it, he is very vulnerable. So I'm going to try and keep him away from it as much as I can. Sometimes he likes to go the other way, but he's dead, so that was actually pretty decent.
I'd imagine there's a lot of RNG to that fight then.
Actually, there's only one bit, but it doesn't matter of like the way they program it. It's more of the way he positioned when the fight started. I was holding right to get that position, and if you hold left, he spawns on the opposite side. But generally, the neutral position for him on the left is the preferred way, and it's the easier way too. Alright, so I'm not doing the final stages Clarice, we're starting Elliot's stages, and I'll be ending it with him. So this is Splash Garden. Right here is the first... if you're doing the route where you do his stages first, this is a very, in my opinion, reset heavy spot, because sometimes his jump can be a little quirky, where sometimes if you do a triple jump, they don't lock into a triple jump, they go back to a double jump, and you can go around moving like that. If you know what you're doing with that kind of jump, it can be very helpful, but for me, personally, I just hope I only get triple jumps. So, that went okay. I'm gonna go down here and spawn these chips, and grab this little cage up here, and then don't hit that little spike, or the little booster, because it'll send you back to in the little pond circle. It loops you in like a cycle, or a circle, and unless you don't touch it, you're gonna keep running around in circles in that spot, so... I didn't do that. And this spot here is just mostly precise movement. I missed a chip, unfortunately, so what happens is you're supposed to hit those ponds perfectly and get all of them into 20 chips, but I didn't get that, so I got the backup switch that has all the chips on it. In this one, just like in Soft Museum, I'm going to do this trick where I grab them all out of bounds, and it only took me 2 tries, so let's go. I got those 3, and then I have a perfect amount.
Now, is it harder to do the boy than it is than Clarice?
In my opinion, yes and no. Yes, because these fights are a bit harder than with Clarice, but stage-wise, she has the harder ones. Mostly just because of the skip in Soft Museum. This fight, it's very easy, but it's also very easy to make a mistake on it, just because she bounces everywhere. And sometimes, even if you grab her, you still get hit for it, and it takes off time from you. And that's another thing. If I get hurt too much, it takes off 5 seconds every time I get hit. So the more I get hit, the less of a chance I'll have of getting a good score at the end of the stage.
How lenient is it with your C ranks?
Generally, I don't get anything lower than a C on this, but there have been times where it's decided to take too long and give me a D rank. Oh no. Okay, so this happens sometimes when I soft reset the game after the um the goal. I boot myself back to the menu by accident sometimes. I think it's just a console thing.
Oh,
Yeah. So I don't know. Sega, I guess they forgot to program that part out. But luckily this game auto saves, so I don't have to worry about it like erasing.
is that the BIOS menu there?
Yeah. So here's the next stage. I don't remember the name of this one. Frozen Bell. Okay. I don't know why I didn't remember that. So this one here, we're gonna actually go down this hill first. Because in these trees you can walk on, there's chips hidden inside of them. And I think you can actually go inside twice. So I'm gonna try and get about 12, but I got 13, I guess. The game is being considerate. I'm gonna grab these 4 chips from the back, and grab these 4. That's one idiot down. Also, in my opinion, this one has the best stage theme. It's very like Sonic CD heavy music, if you're familiar with the Japanese soundtrack.
Oh, definitely. People usually debate over which one's better.
I think they're both great.
No,
both.
Definitely.
Okay. And this stage actually is like the worst one in terms of like frame rate, because there's a spot upcoming that will have a big frame dip, but hopefully it won't enable because I'll be flying above it. Also, this spot's kind of scary because sometimes if you go flying away from that chip, it'll despawn and you'll have to do the rest of this without your drill. Alright, so I'm gonna hopefully not get lag spiked here. Yeah, okay, we're good. Okay, so this actually happens. If you miss those and only end up getting 16 chips, you can grab those little backups right here. In the background, you can do that little loop, and it'll just suck them right up for you.
Nice.
But you only need to do that if you have under 18 chips. So, because I think it's technically 6 backup chips you can get. So you get those 4, and then you get the 2 near the capsule. Alright, I'm gonna try and focus for this fight. I'm gonna be trying to destroy all these little rat heads coming out, but it's a bit tricky because this cat just sucks. Sorry at all cat furries, but I do not like this guy. He is very, very rude. I'll just say that. I'm trying to get him, hopefully. Okay, that went alright. That was alright. But yeah, normally in runs, I reset over him so much.
Wow, that fast?
And, this upcoming stage, whether you're running this game or you're casually playing it, you will know how much this stage sucks. Whenever I hear the name of it, it's called Stick Canyon. It's a desert stage, and it's just awful. Because casually, it's even worse. Because there's these little gimmicks they have where you're on the elevators that you're supposed to pick your chips, which in the runs, you don't do them. You just fly around them. But you can, if you get stuck on them, it's going to screw it up so badly. So, and if time runs out and you're on those, you lose everything. Another thing I should mention, if you lose knights and you go back to your human form and then get into the goal with your Idia, you get an F just straight up. So I'm gonna try and focus for this stage.
Well, if you're all enjoying the marathon and you want to see more awesome furries playing video games for Extra Life, be sure to check out the main Extra Life fundraising weekend. which is going to be happening November 2nd and 3rd next month. Following First for Life on Twitter for updates and info. Got lots coming up still.
This one's scary. I'll play this one safe.
And also, we have a $100 donation from Caffeinated Rat.
Let's go. Thank you for the donation. It really helps.
Thank you so very much.
I missed a chip here, so I'm gonna grab these. Generally, you want 17 chips when you're going out of there, since there's 3 of them right next to the capsule, but there's a lot of them behind it, so if you miss it, it's not that big of a deal. And those little triangle spots, you want to avoid at all times, because if you go through the middle, you will lose all of your drill, no matter if you were doing it or not. So you want to watch out for those.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, and also this part is awful too, because these things fly down and you can easily get hit by them. Luckily, I did not. Because this stage, it is very cluttered, and there are a lot of obstacles and a lot of ways to kill your time. Alright. Thankfully, the stage was actually really good for me, so I'm happy about that. Normally, my drain is at like almost empty by this point in runs. So that's how risky this stage can be.
World record?
Alright. Okay, I didn't get it, but there's actually a glitch you can get there where you can make Riala just spaz out and scream, but I didn't get it.
Oh.
Yeah. It's really funny when you see it. Every runner does it just for shits and giggles. But yeah, I'm just looping around him. This is like the equivalent to Shadow or Metal Sonic in the Sonic the Hedgehog games. And I'm just looping around him since that's the only way to attack, and now he's dead. You just do 3 loops around him and then he's dead. It's really simple. The worst stage has been really nice so far, so I'm really happy about that. And now we'll be doing the final stage, which is literally just flying above London. Spoiler alert, sorry.
I can't believe you'd spoil the end of Nights like this.
Yeah, so this stage, the layout is the exact same on both kids, so it doesn't matter who you do it as. The only difference between them is the ending cutscene you get. And if you have one kid already finished, you get like a different, like an extended ending pretty much. So if you like early 3D cutscenes in games, then you know, you want to go for the ends on both sides. Okay, normally this stage I'm kind of rusty at. I've practiced a bunch, but I'm still, every time it's just, I think this is like the hardest stage for me to get down. Even if I know it. Alright, in this part, normally, I'm going to those little spike loops because they close on you and they try to drain your time, but somehow I made it through. That rarely happens for me. So I'm very happy that I didn't get spiked there. And right here, you actually go backwards because there's like a certain hitbox, I believe, on the on like the layout of the level, because you're going in a circle, but you can trick it in thinking that you're going backwards and a spot that's much later. So I took advantage of that and dragged all the chips that way. And I'm gonna do it again right here, but I'm gonna go down, grab these. Yeah, probably missed that. And then I'm gonna grab these two, and up on this little hill, I'm gonna grab these. If I could grab them. This part's a little weird because the balloons you grab, they get you stuck on them. So even if you don't try to, you just grab onto all of them. And here comes Clarice. They know each other in the dream world.
Huh.
And we're now going to the final boss, Wise Man, who a very interesting looking character, in my opinion. Yeah, now there's two knights for some reason.
Are they both knights, or?
Yeah, they both are. But it's weird because normally knights just takes over them, but now there's just two knights. Okay, for some reason I'm getting spiked here. Normally, what you're supposed to do is both knights are supposed to grab the barrier around him and then attack him that way. But this fight's a little weird. Luckily, this stage, since it's the final one, the ranking doesn't matter. So if I like finish this with 10 seconds left, I'm still gonna beat the game. And I'm going around him to make him swap over his attacks quicker. That's why I'm sticking inside of him. There's a little spot in this tornado I'm gonna drill through. Luckily I didn't get stuck in it. Alright, time is coming up in like just a few seconds. Get ready, time.
Hey, congrats.
What was my time?
Oh.
It was around 29:50. I was late on stopping it. My bad.
Was that? Yeah. That was probably like above estimate. But
We're 2 minutes under.
Oh really? I thought I put my estimate much lower than that. Well, that was much better than I expected. Also,
You did very well.
I believe the incentive was met for the Sonic Into Dreams.
The bonus level?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Would y'all like to see Sonic the Hedgehog jumping around into insane speeds?
How long do you think the level will take? I'm just gonna put it on screen.
My record is normal. It's like 3 minutes, so you can just put it for like.
I'll put it for 5.
Yeah. That'll be.
All right.
All right.
Oops. Gotta redo that again.
I'm gonna swap these games out. There's a lot of loading screens in preparation for this one, because you have to go through the holidays setting, and then you have to go through selecting the presents, and then you have to go into selecting that mode.
We're good whenever you're good.
If you want to read some donations while I'm loading it up, feel free to.
No, sure thing.
Okay, no, I'm not use this.
Well, actually, our last donation was the the one that I read before. But hey, if you are enjoying watching this, you are watching the Fastest First for Life 2019, benefiting the Children's Miracle Network hospitals through Extra Life. 100% of funds collected through Extra Life directly benefit one of 170 Children's Miracle Network hospitals across the United States and Canada. Donations are used for the most immediate needs facing local kids, everything from patient programs, new equipment, and charitable care. To make a donation or learn more about how you can help, check out the donate button below the stream window or type !donate in chat. You are currently watching the Sonic bonus level, and coming up next is The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D, all dungeons on Master Quest.
Alright, I am ready pretty much. You can do a countdown from 3 if you want.
No. 3, 2, 1.
Alright, so this is Sonic the Hedgehog Into Dreams. And this was actually the very first time Sonic was made playable in a 3D space. So you can imagine how terrible the controls are, and they are pretty bad. So there's an arrow telling me where to go to grab these chips. Generally, that's what you would want to do casually. There's some I'm gonna follow for, but nah. I'm going to, if I find more than that, I will go and grab them if I see them. And the camera for this is awful, because it's taking like the kids' controls and then putting them into a faster version of them. So you don't get like full rotation. You have to rely on bumpers turning in like 2D directions.
Oh no.
Because you're playing as a 3D character in a 2D, like, a game that's normally a 2D perspective. Yeah. And luckily for Sonic, you can abuse the physics here with the jumping. And actually, there is in the HD remaster for this game. They have a Christmas version remastered too, but Sonic, unfortunately, was not included. So the only way to play as Sonic is if you have a Sega Saturn.
Why'd they do that?
I don't know, ask Sonic Team.
Lame. I thought they liked Knights.
Iizuka does, but Sega doesn't. Shoutouts to Iizuka, though, for coming up with Knights.
Yeah, well, hopefully they'll be a bit more lenient with all those remakes and re-releases they're working on.
Oh yeah, if this game, honestly, needs either if it's an overhaul remake or just a port of the current remasters they have on the new consoles now, that would like really help the series out.
Yeah, that's Space Channel in VR though.
I know, that's one thing to look forward to. I don't have a PSVR, but someday I will, and that's what I'll be playing.
So you're saying this was his first time in a 3D space. Does that mean this predates Sonic R and 3D Blast?
Oh yeah, this came out a little bit before the actual Knights came out. This was a promotion disc.
Oh!
For, the Saturn was releasing in Japan, and then they released it here.
That's pretty cool.
Hey! Oh. My apologies about
Hey, understandable.
where is this chip's up there?
Yeah, the camera is a little...
Yeah, I don't know why the camera's like this.
a little horrifying.
Mom, I'm doing my marathon. I can't. I meant to call you, but I forgot, alright? I'm sorry. I'm in my marathon run. I'm doing my marathon. This is live. I have to mute myself. I'm supposed to be talking. Please go away. You have a monitor on you already.
Well, again, if you're enjoying this, Fastest First for Life is the first ever speedrunning marathon organized by members of the furry community. Feel
Mom!
free to show your support and link it and let all your friends and stuff know. We'll be going on for like the next day and a half.
It's a Saturday. You already worked?
And again, if you enjoy playing video games on Twitch, if you like helping out sick kids, you ever feel a little bit fuzzy, say yes to any of these things, you might be the perfect fit for our Extra Life team. It's easy to join, and if you're interested, click on the Join the Team button in the graphic below the stream window or type Join in chat. Got Discord and stuff. It's pretty easy to get in touch with everybody. You are
I didn't beat my stage time, unfortunately, so this is gonna go over the estimate. But I get to show you guys this little boss from earlier now is a reskin with Eggman and a remix of the final boss theme from Sonic CD. And the thing about this fight that's weird is the physics are awful, because I'm trying to do these triple jumps if I can, but normally what they want to do is send me backwards instead of forwards, so as I'm doing these, I'm going the wrong way. This fight is also really bad too.
It's an Eggman.
Yeah, he does like the CD laugh too.
Sorry.
Yeah, this is this is honestly the selling point for this DLC, if you ask me.
Whew.
Alright. I'm gonna kill him real quick. Sorry, but I have to. And there he goes. So, if I start doing triple jumps, I get insane speeds. And you can actually clip out of bounds with this. I don't think I'll be able to do it because I messed it up. But hopefully I can do this quick before the camera disappears. Unfortunately I wasn't, but normally the camera will start spazzing out through the whole stage and it'll send you flying. And that's time also.
Hey, congrats.
So, yeah, that's Sonic in his dreams. In my opinion, that's worth watching more than the actual run.
Thank you so much for showing me that.
No problem. And thanks for everyone who's donated so far to this cause. It is a very, very good cause. And good luck to all the runners in this marathon.
Hey, got a few more donations. $25 from Anonymous. No tag specific, and then we got another one, $5 from Redline. Let's give a big whoop for our runners. A big, like, whoop kind of thing. Hey, thank you very much for the donations. And again, if you're enjoying your time here, be sure to follow First for Life on Twitter for updates and info. Be doing a main fundraising weekend for Extra Life on November 2nd and 3rd. Feel free to come on in. We got 41 speedrunners taking part in this year's event. In addition to more than a dozen volunteers, hosts, moderators, and restreamers, we got people all over the place. Feel free. We got a bunch of incentives to go for that you are free to donate to. In about 2000, we have an I Am Bread Starch Wars bonus game exhibition, which sounds fun. We got a bid war for Sonic CD for the Japanese soundtrack or the North American soundtrack. I know you'll vote for the Japanese one. We have the Sonic the Hedgehog played on a DDR pad for $2,500 at the beginning of the run. We have a Mario & Luigi Paper Jam Glitch exhibition at the end of the run for $3,000. A bid war for the Free Enterprise Deltarune Zero Miss Sprite versus the Sonic Series Zero Miss Sprite. Another one for Final Fantasy IV's bid war for the Zelda Series Twin Harp song versus the Sonic Series Twin Harp song. Another one for the Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise for naming a character. The top 12 will be used. Zelda Twilight Princess is a bid war going on for Link's name and Epona's name as well.